Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from the city, the state, and the country. We take a look at your comments, your ideas, your suggestions, and because it's Wednesday, we walk. Today is Wednesday, March the 2nd, and it is a pleasure to see you all here. I got a kick out of a comment that I saw from Angelo just a second ago where he said, "Greetings from Amapas. Clusterinis, like we should make a cocktail and name it the Clusterini." Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just thirsty. Maybe I'm just silly. This morning I woke up at 4:45, could not go back to sleep, and I figured, okay, so it's insomnia day, ni modo. But that's not going to stop us from having a wonderful broadcast. And a few news. We're going to keep the news short today so that we can dive into our walk. So let's take care of business first. If you are new, joining us for the first time, please let us know by writing the word new in your comments, and we'll be so very happy to give you a proper welcome. And if you have something truly important to share with us, help us set it aside and look for it with a capital Q at the beginning of your comment. That way we can get to that at the end of the broadcast. First, a couple of news items, and then the weather, and then we walk. Well, for starters, if you were wondering why there was so much traffic yesterday afternoon in the downtown area, local firefighters and members of the Civil Protection Department blocked Morenos and Juarez Street as a complaint, a manifestation, a protest for not having received a bonus for having worked extra hours during the recent Christmas vacation period. As I understand it, discussions between these employees and the mayor continued through the afternoon and the issues remained unsolved. I also want to let you know that, oh, this is like, gotta love it. Hold on just a second. Gotta love our city council people. It turns out that, well, okay, let me set this up. We announced that vehicle verification was coming to Puerto Vallarta several months ago. We announced that a verification center was under construction, and we announced why Governor Alfaro did this. Governor Alfaro is looking after the quality of our environment by keeping vehicles in good condition, vehicles that are circulating out and about. Nobody batted an eye when this was announced. So now the verification center is almost completed, and it turns out that one of our city council people, a gentleman by the name of Pablo Ruperto Gomez, he's from the Morena party, and now they're making noise. They're saying, well, no, we don't want verification after all. Because verification is going to cost 500 pesos, and it's a day that you have to go and get it done. So it's a day that you don't work and nobody has any money, and we're barely surviving the pandemic. yada, yada, yada. So there is the motion to get in touch with our governor to say, no, we're still recovering. We don't want to verify our vehicles. But the good counselor and the people that support him are forgetting something important. This is about our environment, it's about our planet. Yes, it is complicated to have to spend 500 pesos in verifying your vehicle, and it's complicated to have to take a day off from work. But I hope the council members will understand why this is happening, and hopefully they'll come to senses. Boom, boom, boom. Weather. Yes, let's take a look at the weather. Grab your fracking sunglasses, says Snarky Weather, because it's probably going to be a sunny day. It's 26 degrees right now, feels like 26. Humidity is low, 33%. Another great day to be out and about. Our Fahrenheit temperature is 78 degrees, and our weather forecast for today says it's going to be clear through the day with a high temperature of 30, a low temperature of 17. Tomorrow, Thursday, another clear day with high temperature of 30 and a low temperature of 17 once again. And Friday, a little bit warmer, clear through the day with a high temperature of 31 and low temperature of 18. One more quick housekeeping notice before we walk. If you celebrate Ash Wednesday, just know that in-person masses are back, of course, following the latest COVID sanitary mandates. So if Ash Wednesday is important to you, there you go. You can go and have ash put on your forehead. And now, let's walk. So, let me set up some levels here. We're gonna make this a little quieter. So yesterday I will be. Check it out. I need more coffee. I need to take a nap. That's what I need. So yesterday I was heading to Plaza Península to meet some very nice cluster members who graciously gifted me some Butterfingers, and I figured, well, I might as well document my walk. And the first thing that caught my attention as I was editing the walk yesterday afternoon is all the birds that are making noise on the street. And it made me wonder if other cities have as many birds as we have. So, of course, we're walking down Vienna Street. We know that Vienna is one of two most important throughways in Colonia Versalles. Vienna crosses Versalles in one direction. Calle Francia crosses it perpendicularly. And of course, we know that Vienna Street takes us all the way down to Francisco Medina Asensio to Plaza Caracol, first taking us briefly through Colonia Díaz Ordaz. While we're doing this, I'm going to get ahead of the game, take a look at a couple of your good mornings, which are always wonderful to read. I see a nice one from Michal. Good morning. We have good morning from Apple Valley, California. Good morning, Mary. It's great to see you. Deborah, this is such a nice remark. Oh, that's not Deborah, that's Rubina. I meant to click on this one. It's great to see you. Of course, this is one of the new types of walks that we're doing. It's going to be available on YouTube later on today with captions, and it's going to be available in high definition 4K and with fabulous stereo sound. There's the Japanese pancake house or the Japanese cake place, which is absolutely wonderful. And Mark keeps counting days. 12 days. Wow, time flies when you're counting days. Coming up is La Loteria Antojeria, where I used to, well, I still do, but I grumbled last time I went. I used to get my pozole there, but one day they advertised that they open at noon, and I showed up at 12:15, and they're like, well, we're not ready. I'm like, well, so if you open at 12 and you're not ready, why did you open at 12? They didn't have a good answer for me, so I left. Not quite in a huff, but I learned my lesson. If you want pozole reliably from these folks, you better get there after 1 p.m. when they've had a chance to cook a thing or two. The countdown is going faster and faster, says Christy. Christy, I started another project this morning with some of your wonderful yarn, so you are on my mind. Now, Javier. Javier says he'll be making ashes all day. I wonder how and I wonder why. Just kidding. Jill has been sending me lovely photos from Cuastecomates, which of course we know it's south of Puerto Vallarta. And we are reaching the intersection with Calle Francia. Notice how this block has no sidewalks. I wonder how Dan and Kathy figure that block out. Of course, they can always do the wheelchair on the opposite side, where you can see there's a bicycle path. That pinkish stretch on the sidewalk across the street is a bicycle path. Thank you very much for your remark, Kelly. Thank you for the comment on the website. Sometimes I put together... Oh, wait. Check out the guy that is selling the bamboo curtains. Those are so cool. If you have a terrace or something you want to block the sun and you don't want to spend a lot of money, those are a really great option. Anyhow, I was excited to see that Kelly commented on the website, which sometimes I wonder if people get to the show notes or not. So I am glad to see that it is a good resource for you. Timothy says they're retiring to Versalles in 3 to 4 years, and gets excited every time he sees the neighborhood. Well, this is one of the main streets in the neighborhood. There's still a few homes. There's still a few private homes along Vienna Street, but most of it is now businesses. Most of it is an increasing number of condominium towers like the one that is coming up. But it's still a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. I remember I stopped at this intersection because I wanted to point out the amazing... Didn't I stop at this intersection? I am sure I did. Paco, turn around. Paco, turn around. There you go. See, I wanted to point out at that taco stand that is right over there, which we have discussed before. It is available in our Taco Tuesday map for you to enjoy. And here we go. Lori's back in BC, British Columbia, I think, and misses Puerto Vallarta every moment. Well, as long as we can keep you somewhat connected, that's what we are here to do. Okay, we're getting to an intersection where there's a few fun eateries to the left. There's a vegetarian or vegan, I don't remember if it's vegetarian or vegan restaurant to the left that I haven't tried out. One day we walked right past it, and it's a restaurant that was built on a barber shop. And there's also across the street, right where that red car briefly was seen, is a Chinese restaurant that I've been trying to try, and I think it's called Charlie's Walk, and I've not been able to check it out. Glee Audrey asks, "Where are we going?" We're going to hell. No, I'm just kidding. We are going to Plaza Península. Uh, we're going to Starbucks. That pinkish facade that is now visible next to the sidewalk where that man is walking. Oh, there's a new store here that I haven't paid much attention to. They sell, you know, like t-shirts and clothes and a few decorative things. Uh, Nothing that I need, but I wanted to at least take a look at it. Anyhow, this pink facade, for the longest time, this location was one of the Senaduría places where they sell pozole. They have changed their their vocation. They're now going to be serving tortas. It says here, hangover is temporary, but the stories of being out drinking are forever. And so the new place is going to be called The Hangover, and they're going to sell ahogada tortas, which is the traditional way they eat tortas in Guadalajara. And I don't know if it's already open or not. All the other senadurias are down the street on this block, so this block always has great options for when to eat. Um, I wonder if anybody has seen this new Tortas Ahogadas place open or tried it out. And I really appreciate this comment from Karen saying that Charlie's Walk is healthy and affordable. Um, again, I haven't had a chance to check it out. Then there's this wonderful tortilla place that you can buy both flour and corn tortillas here. And they also have prepared containers with rice and beans and salad for sale for those of us that are lazy to cook some days. Now, I haven't tried their prepared food, but I will one of these days. Then there's this new eatery that sells corn on cups and things like that. They seem to be doing car washing during the daytime. Um, Times are rough. Dan says the new Tortas place is open pretty randomly, no consistency as far as we can tell. Well, maybe they're still getting their act together. Alan asks, ever had problems with dogs since none seem to be leashed? Not personally, but I would certainly leash my dog if I owned one. Certainly, if I was walking where the crocodiles are, because crocodiles are known to enjoy unleashed dogs for lunch. Oh, that's smart. Dave says that the torta place is not open on a regular basis because they're handling their hangover. Okay, I can deal. Okay, we're approaching Plaza Caracol. The IMSS hospital is to the left. I remember when the pandemic first arrived, I used to get the creeps from simply walking next to the hospital. I don't anymore. You know, one becomes more relaxed about these things, I suppose. And I'm reading your comments as we go, so yay. By the way, I have a confession to make. I am not supposed to be out and about walking without my harness until Friday, but I kind of emancipated and I've been taking it off yesterday. It was just so nice to be out and about without wearing my chingadera, which I've pretty much stopped wearing because it's time to stop wearing it. I've been doing my exercises with my left arm, looking rather silly as I walk up and down the street with my arm gyrating as best as I can. We're fortunate to have that big Farmacia Guadalajara in the neighborhood. And the obligatory OXXO not far from it, of course. And we're coming up on the intersection of Avenida Los Tules, not to be confused with Avenida de los Tules, which is not far from here. And to the left, of course, we're 1 block away from Francisco Medina Asensio, our main throughway. There's an access to the beach right across the street from there. But we are going to cross through Plaza Caracol to get over there. Thank you, Kathy. I feel much stronger. Kathy is commenting on the fact that my left shoulder no longer sits lower the way it did after I injured it. Yes, I think it's getting strong, so it's a good thing. Um, I'm excited. As you know, on the left-hand side of here at Plaza Caracol, there's there's Plaza Caracol, and on the left side is there are all these electronic stores where you can get supplies and chingaderas and accessories for your cell phone and things like that. Javier comments on Cuarto de Kilo, the hamburger place. We just passed it. It's right at the beginning of this walkway. And Javier says he wasn't impressed with it. I have never been, but it's good to know that you were not impressed with it. And let me flash this across the screen just to keep Facebook happy. And there you have it. Whoa, Karen agrees like wholeheartedly. I don't know exactly what are you agreeing, but that's a lot of conviction, Karen. I love it. Here we go. Logan lost one of his dogs to that fountain not too long ago when he was starting to get bonded with the neighborhood, and I laughed when he shared this story with me. Patty smiles at LANS. Do you know what LANS stands for? LANS. It stands for La Nueva Surtidora, or the new supplier. And this is because this store is owned by the Mesa family, the same people that owned the original Surtidora del Puente, the bridge supplier. And that's the store where the co-op hotel, co-work hotel was built, and it's the building that was partly demolished through Hurricane Nora. So when the family was able to expand their their store, they opened the new Surtidora in downtown, the LANS, the original store, and then they opened this other branch. Oh, Karen is agreeing to the Cuarto de Kilo comment by Javier. Okay, so two people that don't endorse those hamburgers, thank you for letting me know. If I want to have great hamburgers in the neighborhood, there's always La Colonia. And La Colonia reminds me that there is a member of our cluster for whom we are going to send very good vibes today because she's having a surgical procedure undertaken. And that's about as much as I feel comfortable sharing. So please send positive vibes to a cluster member that is undergoing surgery today. A lady sitting on the sidewalk begging for money. I always feel conflict whenever I see things like that. On the one hand, you want to support. On the other hand, if you support, then more people like that come. And there are agencies in the city that are supposed to be able to take care of people under those circumstances. The padlock spot, it's increasing with padlocks. This is the one that we have here in town. Christy sends good vibes as well. In fact, I don't feel comfortable disclosing the identity of this person, but this person told me that she is undergoing breast implant removal today, and part of the reason why she chose to do it here and now is because she had a connection with our dear friend Kathleen from Licks, who has openly disclosed the fact that she had her breast implants removed at some point. So when I found out that this connection had happened, I thought it was absolutely wonderful that we can have those kinds of connections. Now check out how fancy and fabulous this intersection looks like. Like it almost looks like we're not in Puerto Vallarta anymore. This is part of Medina Asensio, the section that has been fixed up with the new bicycle path, and everything's looking so lush and green. Very nice job. And of course, now the city has to get started with the improvements on the other side of Francisco Medina Asensio. We still don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but the city did do a fabulous job with this side. And it looks great at night too. The Villa del Palmar is on the left, that is correct. Scott has stayed at that hotel. It's good to know. I have not stayed there, but I have enjoyed the swimming pool. It's actually quite comfy. I know that some friends are going to be staying there in the near future, and I have every intention to crash the swimming pool if invited, because it's time for me to start doing exercise with my arm. And the bells, can you hear the bells in the background? That's my neighborhood church. It's not the recording, it's not the video, but it's the church right around the corner from my house. Michael says, my new condo is about half a mile on the left. Half a mile to the left would be the ocean, Michael. But what do I know? Maybe they have floating condos now. Just kidding. Yes, I noticed that the gal waved. I thought it was funny. Can you get here by bus from Los Arcos? Los Arcos, meaning Los Arcos del Malecón? Yes. Can you get here by bus from Los Arcos de Mismaloya? Yes. What is the bus fare now? I have no idea, Susie. I have not taken a city bus since the pandemic began. Mark asks, do they still have the carnival on the other side of town? They do not. They haven't for several years. Got, wow, the public bus is 20 pesos now? That's a lot of money. We're coming up on La Isla, of course, where we love the movie theater. Yeah, that sounds more like it. 20 pesos for two, and Julie says 10 pesos. Yeah, that sounds more like it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Jonathan. And of course, we like La Isla. It's done okay. There's all kinds of interesting shops there. There's a new Birkenstock shop at La Isla if you want to get quality sandals. And the one thing that has not done well in La Isla is restaurants. Most of the restaurants that were there have closed. I think Starbucks is still open and Vips is still open, but all the other nice restaurants that were here when the shopping center opened have closed, which is unfortunate because now they're just empty spots. But there's enough appeal in this shopping center to enjoy it. In fact, I finally went into the Robert Ducky store, which I'd never seen before, and I was just really curious. And they had a boiled egg slicer there, and I was very tempted to get it, but I said to myself, no, Paco, you're going to go shopping for one of those in Guadalajara when you go see the Van Gogh exhibition, so don't splurge. And I didn't. I was very well behaved. Thank you for your remark, Ricky. I can certainly relate to this because I'm usually zipping by as I'm walking, and every time I watch myself walk, I almost want to chastise myself for not taking the time to turn around and show you things. So this time I was trying to be mindful to not just walk in looking forward, but also tilting the camera sideways when applicable or whenever something interesting is coming up on the road, such as this public beach access. This is, as we turn to the left, this is the access to the beach that leads to the Oasis del Poli, this wonderful oasis between the two tall buildings, where you can have great rustic and delicious food. It's my new favorite beach getaway, if I may say so. And as we cross the Pitillal River, you're going to see how dry it is now when compared to how it was during the rain season. Javier and I have something in common. The Japanese chingadera store in La Isla is is just addictive. Addictive. Every time I go with Logan, we make a stop. It's a must. Dave remarks, this show today reminds me of the old format, walking and looking at comments as we go. Well, this is not going to go away, David. The only difference, as you know, is that if you want a lot of commentary, you can enjoy the walk as part of the broadcast. If you want the walk by itself, just with a couple of points of reference shown as subtitles, then you can enjoy it uh, on YouTube. So you have two choices. The walk on YouTube, it gets added to our walking tour playlist, which has all the increasing number of walks that we've been doing. Karen asks, rubber ducky store? Well, next time I find myself in La Isla, I promise I will do a walkthrough of the rubber ducky store. It's kind of like the Japanese store. They have all kinds of chingaderas. And we are coming on to Peninsula, where I had agreed to meet some cluster members. Peninsula has not fared as well as a shopping center, unfortunately, because they gave a lot of leases to banks and financial institutions. So it never became the really fun place to hang out, or maybe it was for a little while. I just don't remember. I don't even remember when people used to say, "Oh, let's go hang out at Plaza Península because it's fun to hang out." Not at all. But it's well kept, it's pretty, and it is a nice reference point to meet other people. I understand that there's a restaurant here called Porfirio's. I've never been to it, and it's one of the nicer restaurants in town. If anybody has any comments about that restaurant or any other places here, there's a place called McCarthy's, an Irish pub. Again, I'm not familiar with it, but if somebody else has seen it, let me know. And of course, I was headed to Starbucks, and I have reached my destination, and that was our walk for today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And because I've been reading your comments as we go, I think we are pretty much done for the day. I hope you enjoyed today's walk. It is Wednesday, and I hope you enjoy the content that we provide. Before we leave, I do want to show you that along with the show notes, we are going to include the route that we walked today, and it's going to include a number of landmarks, not to mention the route itself, so that you can keep it as a point of reference. Anyhow, thank you for joining us. This was a mellow kind of day. We'll resume tomorrow, of course, with more news and more content for you to enjoy. Between now and tomorrow, have an awesome sunny day. If you're out and about, enjoy the city. It's quite lovely out there. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.